Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to League Zero Racing Series, the premier Formula 3 iRacing League. Good to have all the fans, friends, and family back here for the action, and it is guaranteed to be another good one. Looking forward to these Formula 3 pros seeing what they can do as we get ready to send them out in Norway. As always, I'm your host, James Eastspring, the Action 1080p, 60 frames a second. On behalf of Team Broadcasting, it looks like drivers getting gridded up and ready to go here. Let's go ahead and run through the grid for the evening. Starting on pole, Finley Fitzsimmons, number 1 machine. The number 16 machine in the top spot. Reed Gibson starting second. Josh Green starts third. Justin Sang starting fourth. Jack Mundy starting fifth. Nick Beaver starts sixth. Gareth McAllister, the world-famous Australian, starting seventh. Jared Ziegler starting eighth. Ryan Tebow starting ninth. Peter Rettinger starts 10th. Nick Trollman starting 11th. Antonio Bianchi, the world-famous Italian, starting 12th. Cycling it on back, we've got Felipe Sarkis starting 13th. Pete Thickett starting 14th. Max Wobble starts 15th. Xavier Zanave, the Flying Frenchman, starts 16th. John, I Can Be Your Hero Kasai starting 17th. Nick Peterson starting 8th. Norman King starts 19th. Blaine Sparling starting 20th. Felipe Ramos starts 21st. And Ricardo Espino will round out the 22-car grid here today. Welcome, fans, friends, and racers alike. Getting ready for this League Zero feature event. Let us know where you're from, who you're cheering on, as drivers get ready to take the field for 30 laps, the opening race of the evening. Getting ready for the lights to come on. And away we go. There's Fitzsimmons in the top spot, the number 16 machine. He's got Reed Gibson, Josh Green, Justin Sang all in the fray. That is a lot of talent within the top 5, but we've already got problems. Green going around. Green gets pitched off into the weeds, tries to get it fired back up, and now Jack Mundy's going to have problems. The hits just keep coming here. Drivers scattering around. Fitzsimmons is going to hold on to the race lead. As I say that, a big bobble out of Fitzsimmons. Here comes Reed Gibson and the number 11 machine, Josh Green. An absolute titan of his own right, off track towards the back already. As the battle for the lead starts to shape up, it's Finley Fitzsimmons, Reed Gibson separated by about 3/10. They pulled about a second gap over Justin Sang. Sang's got Beaver, Ziegler, McAllister all in tow here. Well, a big bobble out of Fitzsimmons. Let's take a quick look at our League Zero instant replay, seeing what just happened to Josh Green off the opening here. That camera angle speed up a little bit. It's going to be going into turn 1 or maybe out of turn 1. We saw Green getting pitched for a wild ride. There's Green, maybe a little contact there. Not quite sure. Thankfully, it looks like he gets through relatively unscathed off the racing surface. But already things are getting dicey here in Norway. Fitzsimmons has pulled about an 8/10 advantage over Gibson. A little bit further back, Pete Thickett, Felipe Sarkis having a side-by-side battle for 11th. Sarkis moves up to 11th. Thickett takes it right back over. They've got, who's that ahead? That's John Kasai. Oh, and the field scatters around. Kasai was, I'm not sure if he was off the pace or maybe had a slowdown. Kasai gets shuffled back to 13th, out of points. It's the top 12 that pay out positions. We've also got to report there was another incident out on track. Ryan Tebow, Norman King tied up. Let's see what happened to Tebow, the number 27 machine. Keep an eye out for King in the 28. Oh, King checks up. Tebow launches into the back of him. And just big crashes early on. Only 3 laps into this 30-lap main event. Xavier Zanave up 4 spots into 12th. He's in the points. Here comes John Kasai firing back on the inside line. Right behind them, there's Pete Thickett, the number 84 as well, seeing what he can do. Simmons clicks off the fastest lap of the race in Molino, 114.31. As Zanave has a bobble. There goes Kasai, there goes Thickett, taking over the spots. A little bit further ahead, it looks like Justin Sang sitting in third. He's got Nick Beaver right in tow. That number 10 machine, Beaver up 2 spots so far. And what is definitely a very frantic start to the evening here. As it stands, all 22 drivers still out on track, still able to hold on to it. As we've got another race going on, Gareth McAllister moving up inside the top 5, edging out Jared Ziegler, Peter Redinger. The Austrian sits in 7th in the 44. He's also up 3 positions. And it looks like Max Wobbles also in the fray. Let's go on board with Wobbles in the number 13 machine, up 7 spots. Started off in 15th, has worked his way all the way up to 8th here. And while that battle is going on for that 5th, here we go. Reed Gibson putting the pressure on Fitzsimmons, making a very tiny pass at the inside line. Fitzsimmons, the Brit, falls back to 2nd. And you can just see Justin Sang, Nick Beaver linked up nose to tail here, 3rd and 4th. Fastest lap still held by Fitzsimmons, a 1:13.52. Now in qualifying, drivers tipping in, or I guess I should say dropping into the minute 12-second time. So expecting the pace to increase here as the fuel load starts to drop and the tires get in their optimal position. And now Gibson, your race leader, start to take Fitzsimmons to Gapplebee's, putting about 8/10 on the number 16. And what a great shot at the 2 different battles we have going on. Gibson, a 1:13.489, running about 8/10 faster than Fitzsimmons that last lap. Now, a driver we haven't talked about in a while, Josh Green, that number 22 machine, started up, and I believe it was 3rd, has fallen back to 13. He's going to have his work cut out for him here, as he's got Kasai in his side screen down 10 spots. Kasai is up 3. Oh, and we've got big problems up towards the front. Finley Fitzsimmons, major issues. The number 16 machine has an incident. Here comes Justin Sang, Nick Beaver trying to capitalize on the misfortune of the number 16 machine. Already Gibson has quickly built up a 3-second gap. Taking a quick peek, see what happened to Fitzsimmons. It looked like it may have been a single car incident. A little bit aggressive on the curbing, and just does not get the car collected like he was looking for. Man, what a narrow moment for Justin Sang in the all-white 68. Thankful he was able to slide through there. Fitzsimmons is going to maintain the 2nd place position. We go a little bit further back in the field to Nick Peterson. He's sitting 10th, number 24, and he's got an absolute freight train behind him. Running back to about 14th place, there's Sarkis, Green, Kasai, Thicket. This is the battle 10th through 14th. Oh, we've got a little bit of problems there. Josh Green able to make up another spot, moving up into 11th. Felipe Sarkis falls back to 12th. And Green just picking his moments here to crawl back up towards the field. And look at that, maybe not waiting too long. Green shoots up the inside line of Peterson. Takes over the 11th place spot. Sarkis tries to follow suit. No room to make it happen. Look at that. That's John Kasai, Pete Thicket side by side for 13th. The top 12 scoring points here. And arguably more important for the final sprint race of the evening, an inverted grid for the top 12. So Thicket and Kasai know they've got to get up there, try and challenge Felipe Sarkis, the number 4 machine, if they want any chance of being in the pole position for what is always a frantic sprint race here at the League Zero Formula 3 Series. Oh, a big send from Sarkis at the inside of Peterson. Peterson shuts the door on the number 4. That's allowing Josh Green and 10 to pull about 9/10 of an advantage. Trying to keep that clean air in front of him and keep the shenanigans behind the rear wing of that number 22. John Kasai, the first driver down pit road, the number 3 machine, and an off track on lap 7. Wonder if he's going to try and get some damages repaired on that number 3 machine. Right now you're watching Peterson, Sarkis, Thicket, 11th through 13th. Everybody trying to make it to that final transfer spot. As up a little bit further, Nick Trollman takes over the 8th place spot from Wobbles. Wobbles trying to fire back. Side by side, neither driver getting too much of an advantage. Wobbles comes out of the corner holding on to the 8th place spot. No, excuse me, that's Trollman holding on to the spot. And another crash report, Felipe Ramos off track. What happens to Ramos here? Oh, just it's the exact same spot that Fitzsimmons had issues in earlier. Now we've got Laura here tonight letting us know it's Nick Peterson in the number 24 machine, the birthday boy, is currently in a points-paying position. If he can hold off where he's at, he'll be starting second in the sprint race of the night. That would be a spectacular way to spend a birthday, if you ask me. Again, well done so far, and happy birthday to our old friend Nick Peterson. Well, that looks like that was Max Wobbles off track. Wobbles falls all the way back to 13th. Pete Thicket, the number 84, moves up into an inverted spot, a points-paying position. All 22 drivers still out on track, still rocking and rolling. As here comes Thicket up the inside line of Sarkis. Sarkis carries a little bit better exit speed. And Thickett's going to have to try and make it happen once more. Thicket trying the outside line against Sarkis, makes it happen. Fitzsimmons clicks off the fastest lap of the race in second, a 1:13.02. That was 4/10 faster than race leader Gibson last time by. And keep an eye out on Wobbles here, the number 13 machine. He's going to be very quickly making moves as he gets the red mist cleared out from behind the visor of that 13 and starts that forward advance once more. Speaking of forward, looks like Jared Ziegler has Peter Renger right behind, but oh, let's take it back. Ricardo Espino finds himself pointing the wrong direction, doing a little bit of a preemptive burnout and trying to get the number 90 machine pivoted in the right direction. The exact same corner we've seen so many drivers have issues. No, it's the corner after, and around goes Espino. What is going on here? Every time we pan away, there's Nick Peterson has problems. I think it may have started with Pete Thicket. We're zoomed in on Thicket, the number 84. No, that was definitely on Peterson. Huh. You don't see that every day. That was Pete Thicket, Nick Peterson. Peterson's going to try and come down pit road this time by, see if he can get that machine serviced. See if he can make it to pit road at this rate. Felipe Sarkis also coming down pit road. Peterson making the number 24 machine come down pit road as well. Looks like everybody's still out on track. As I say that, Jared Ziegler has a big moment in the MSR Racing 57. The replay button getting its money's worth tonight. Ziegler just does not look settled coming up the field. Grabs a little bit of curving and exacts in corner. Oh, narrowly gets out of the way of traffic. But able to rejoin the surface. Not seeing any noticeable damage on that 57 machine. Xavier Zanave, the flying Frenchman, holding on to the top 12. Antonio Bianchi down pit road, the number 17 machine for a green flag stop. Looks like Zanave grabbed a little bit too much curving there, taking a moment to collect himself. As your top three still is Gibson, Fitzsimmons, Sang, Nick Beaver, Gareth McAllister rounding out the top five. Field starting to stretch out slightly here. Looks like Peter Renger in the 44 has company from Josh Green, the 22. Green, after the lap one, turn one mishap, has been slowly slicing through the field ever so quickly. Green working the draft against Renger. It's going to be a drag race into turn one. Sharp left-hander. Renger's going to be set up on the inside line. Green, though, carries a little bit more corner speed late on the brakes, moving back up into sixth. As this is going on not too far ahead, Nick Beaver keeping the pressure on Justin Sang in the battle for third. Sang able to keep the hammer down here, trying to keep Beaver anywhere between 0.3 to a half second back. Espino has more problems waiting for the field to get around him here. Number 90 machine will go, looks like 2 laps down from the race leaders. And speaking of race leaders, he checked back in with Reed Gibson. He still has a 2-second advantage over Fitzsimmons. And man, these cars sound absolutely terrible hammering over the curbing. Ryan Tebow down pit road for a green flag stop. We've got 14 drivers still. Let's make it 15 drivers still on the lead lap. Everybody is still out on track except for Peterson, the number 24, taking an extended stay down pit road. There's a good battle for ninth. It's Max Wobbles, Jared Ziegler side by side. Wobbles working his way now up 6 positions into ninth. But Ziegler not letting it go too easy. Oh, a bit of a bobble there from Ziegler. All sorts of out of shape. And here comes Jack Money to join the party as well, fighting to get inside the top 10. Great racing all across the track. You've got that battle between Mundy, Ziegler, and Wobbles. And you've also got Justin Sang still fending off Beaver. Was just stalking the number 68 machine. Ziegler comes down pit road. He's going to try and look for a little bit of clean track once he gets back onto the tarmac. As we are at the official halfway mark of today's main event, the feature event of the night. Don't forget, after this race, a very brief intermission before we send them out for the final sprint race of the evening. Half the laps and usually twice the carnage. Ziegler rolls out of pit road after his green flag stop. He's going to rejoin the track service at 19. It looks to me like the top 14 drivers have yet to come down pit road. They're going to run those tanks as low as they possibly can, taking an enjoyment of the very light race cars as the fuel load drops. Gibson out front, the number 11 machine. He's had to work through a little bit of traffic here, so we have 19 drivers still on the lead lap. But staying very, very smooth, very, very consistent here tonight. As the feet starting to stretch out ever so slightly, got a couple battles still going on or trying to shape up. Got the battle for third, Justin Sang, Nick Beaver. They're separated about 0.6 of a second. If we go back to ninth, Max Wobbles. Got Mundy, the Nave, Thicket all behind him. Each driver separated out between 0.7 to a second. Other than that, there's not many drivers breaking that half a second barrier. Closest we have right now is Justin Sang, Nick Beaver. Now they've been able to pull about a 5.7 second gap over fifth place Gareth McAllister. But they are just over 7.25 seconds back from Fitzsimmons in second. So if these two are gonna have any hope of catching up to the top racers, the top two, gonna have to know, can't spend too much time battling here for third. They got to put those heads together and see if they can work up towards the front. Let's go back to that final points paying position owned by Pete Thicket, the number 84. He's up 2 positions so far. And relatively clean track behind him. He's got Blaine Sparling in 13th, 2.6 seconds back. The Nave still about 0.6 ahead of that number 84 machine. So a little bit higher points could be possible for him. On board with Thickett's number 84 machine. That's what 0.6 looks like as Zanabe leads them into turn 1. Zanabe, very good drive out of the corner there. I'm curious as we pan back to Reed Gibson, your race leader. I believe that looks like it may be Jared Ziegler right behind him. Yes, it is. Ziegler a lap down behind the race leader. Now, I don't think Ziegler's going to press the issue too much here, knowing Gibson's going to have to come down pit road. Your top 14 have yet to hit their green flag stops of the evening. They're running the tanks out mighty long, a 30-lap feature event. Fuel window, as I say that, here we go. The green flag stop starting to begin. Jack Mundy, Pete Thicket down pit road together. So it looks like the fuel window officially open here. Let's go a little bit further back. Looks like we have a battle going on for 14th. Norman King, Ryan Tebow. Tebow coming out of pit road after lap 13 stop, trying to work his way through the field. King has yet to come down pit road in the number 28. And you've also got Antonio Bianchi's number 17 machine not too far behind as well. Tebow still looking for an opening here against King, has the door shut on him. And look at that, Josh Green sitting in 6th, now has the fastest lap, a 1:13 flat. Beating Fitzsimmons' fastest lap time by only 100th of a second. Tebow trying to find a way around King, not having any luck here. Next wobbles down on pit road. We're rejoining the racetrack with 10 laps left to go. Tebow sets up for turn 1. No luck as of yet as King fends him off. Nick Beather in 4th. He's going to come down pit road. There's great racing all across the track. Looks like a handful, maybe about 7 or 8 drivers have yet to hit their pit stops. And that includes Reed Gibson, your race leader, who's got a whole lot of traffic here ahead of him as he's getting ready to accidentally join the battle of 11th. Oh, Gibson squarely in the danger zone. Has to be careful. The drivers, as I say that, that was, I believe, Tebow going off track there. Or no, was that John Kasai, I wonder? Gibson seeing how frantic the track was in front of him, saying, you know what, now's a good time to come down pit road. As Fitzsimmons stays out for another lap. But now it's going to be Fitzsimmons, your race leader, who contends with heavy traffic ahead of him. Reed Gibson and now Justin Sang on pit road. Fitzsimmons going to have to be careful here picking those passes. Peter Redger also coming down pit road in the 44. Sang rolls out of pit road. When is Fitzsimmons going to come down? He does not want to spend too much time in traffic. Looks like he's going to put Bianchi, I think that was Bianchi, another lap down. Fitzsimmons not wasting any time here, slicing and dicing. Now your top 3 drivers, Fitzsimmons, McAllister, Green, have yet to come down pit road. So in theory, that should put Gibson back out up front, unless Fitzsimmons is able to find some clean track here. Hey, he might be able to use the draft to his advantage, try and put a bit of a gap on Gibson by the time he gets his pit stop done here. Gareth McAllister in 2nd, has Josh Green right in tow. Both drivers, as well as race leader Fitzsimmons, yet to come down pit road. Nick Trollman in 5th. Hitting pit road for his one and only stop of the evening. Oh, there goes Josh Green, slide up the inside line of McAllister. It's a drag race out of the corner. McAllister fending off the Indy Pro driver. Top 3, Fitzsimmons, McAllister, Green, have yet to come down pit road this evening. Josh Green takes this opportunity for his one and only stop. Fitzsimmons and McAllister, the top two, stretching it out even longer. Jacking in on Fitzsimmons, it's going to put just 4 drivers on the lead lap here. Oh, as Fitzsimmons finds heavy traffic, Kasai hops out of the way of the race leader, the number 16 machine. Looks like the 13 of Wobbles trying to do the same. Fitzsimmons just not able to find the opening in time. Fitzsimmons shoots up the inside line of Wobbles. It's going to be close. There's contact. Fitzsimmons gets into Wobbles, spins him around. Oh, Wobbles not going to be happy about that one. Fitzsimmons has to be wary of the race officials giving him a penalty on that one. Fitzsimmons coming down pit road, maybe to avoid the wrath out of Wobbles, who's going to have a little bit of red in his eyes. Let's see if McAllister comes down pit road as well, because that should put Reed Gibson as the race leader if both Fitzsimmons and McAllister make their way to the box. McAllister stays out. Fitzsimmons in and out of his pit stall, 5.8 seconds. Then almost 1.2 seconds longer in his box than Gibson did. Fitzsimmons not losing too much time here. He's going to be about 1.9 seconds back from Gibson. We know McAllister has yet to come down pit road. McAllister enjoying the limelight out front. Norman King down pit road for a late pit stop as well. I think Norman King was having problems there. Let's take a look. They showed him having issues getting on the pit road. I'd say that's a fair assessment. Doing a bit of an awkward approach into pit road. Bit of an Austin Powers move, if you will, as King tries to get that Mustard Seed Racing 28 machine pointed in halfway of a right direction. Finally able to make his way to his pit stall. Xavier Zanabe, Blaine Sparling down pit road as they were running 6th and 7th. McAllister surely needs to be coming down pit road soon. That would be quite an accomplishment if he can somehow work out fuel strategy and squeeze a little bit more out of that 25 machine. Surely not. There's McAllister coming down pit road. I thought he was going to go for it. Oh, let's pan back. There's Ryan Tebow in 11th in a very busy racetrack as he's side by side with Wobbles. Here comes Xavier Zanabe. Here comes Pete Thick and Antonio Bianchi. Lane Sparling, Felipe Sarkis all in the fray. Everybody wants that final points paying position, but only the top 12 will get it. Tebow gets into Espino. No, that was Xavier Zanabe getting sent to the shadow realm. And it's carnage here at Norway. Keep an eye on Zanabe. That number 12 machine gets edged out and just absolutely launched. Drilling the outside wall, bodywork going everywhere. He sits in disgust. Finally taking a tow back to pit road, but Zanabe, all that work with 3 laps left to go, will have to go home with just disappointment in the feature event. Lane Sparling in 14th. He has Felipe Sarkis right behind in number 4. Pete Thicket currently in that final points paying position. Oh, but he's got company as here comes Max Wobbles. Wobbles with a bit of a bobble. Thicket tries to capitalize, but just in that, now Antonio Bianchi able to join the party, the number 17 machine. Bianchi down 1 spot from where he started, but may be able to grab some points for the team here. As Wobbles and Thicket just absolutely going at it. A bit of a lockup there from Thicket's 84 machine, and we hint at 3 wide. Bianchi wisely backs out of it. On board with Antonio Bianchi, he's got a bird's eye view of a very frantic battle for 11th right ahead. I think Bianchi's going to play it safe here, knowing if those 2 drivers ahead of him have any sort of mistake, any sort of incident, he'll be able to slide right on through. And then maybe in the top spot for the sprint race of the evening. Oh, what a great shot as Wobbles and Thicket still continue with a side-by-side battle. Wobbles works the outside line. Thicket fires back immediately. Bianchi can't wait too long because he's got Blaine Sparling, Felipe Sarkis, 14th and 15th right behind as well. But Bianchi was in a good spot to watch and see, now knowing he's got to wick up the pace to make it inside the top 12. Because Felipe Sarkis isn't waiting as he makes a lunge into the 14th place spot. Blaine Sparling carries a little bit more corner speed on the exit, holds on to 14th. And man, just great racing all across the surface here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. White flag will be out this time by for Reed Gibson, your race leader. He's a 2.5 seconds ahead of Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons 8.8 seconds ahead of Nick Beaver in 3rd. John Kasai finds himself off track. Oh, Kasai's gonna get dropped out of the top 12. Looks like the car crab walking slightly, almost gets in the back of Bianchi there. Bianchi gonna put the hammer down now that he is in the points. How is John Kasai's car driving? Does he have issues in the number 3 machine? As Felipe Sarkis trying to find a little bit more position, a little bit more time. Wanting to catch up and dethrone Bianchi, sitting in 12th. And the checkered flag gets ready to come out. Reed Gibson gonna pick up another win here in Norway. Fitzsimmons gonna lock home 2nd. Nick Beaver will round out the top 3. Let's go back to this battle for 11th. As you've got Wobbles, Bianchi, Kasai, 11th, 12th, and 13th. What's going on here? They're bumping and grinding. I think that may have been Kasai off track. As Bianchi holding on to that 12th place position like there's absolutely no tomorrow. And Bianchi, by about 6/10 of a second, will make his way into the points as drivers proceed to wad up their equipment at the tail end of turn 1. We're going to get these top 3 drivers up here into the waiting room. Looks like we've got most drivers. First off, we're going to have Nick Beaver join us, the number 10 machine. Nick, what a race. Was that rougher or smoother than you were expecting out there?
I think it was a lot smoother than I expected. Obviously, this track is very difficult to pass on, um, and turn one is super tight. So I don't know what happened behind us, but for the most part, it looked clean, at least from my perspective. So yeah, to get through that clean and not make any huge mistakes, I think that ended up being a pretty good run.
Now, Nick, you'll be further in the back for the start of this sprint race. Is that making you a little bit apprehensive, seeing how tough it was to make passes here in the feature?
Yeah, I think so, but maybe maybe due to some fruition, I get a couple free spots and then try to make some passes. Maybe I don't know. Try to press the square button and intimidate the guy in front of me. I really don't know.
Busting
But
out the PlayStation tactics. I like it.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we'll see. We'll just play it pretty safe. This is a tight track. I don't want to ruin anybody's night. I did that last week and I feel so bad. So I don't want a repeat of that. I want tonight to be clean. I just want to bring it home in this second feature race.
Awesome. We wish you the best of luck. Nick, before I let you go, who do you want to give a shout to that helped bring home that third place finish for you?
As had some support from Andrew and Nick. Nick Trollman and I are hanging out, so it's pretty cool to race with my teammate. So thanks to those guys for keeping me some company while we do some roundy rounds.
Awesome. Nick, always a pleasure, my friend, and good luck out there in the sprint race tonight.
Thank you so much.
That was Nick Beaver bringing it home in third. Up next, we got Finley Fitzsimmons in second. Finley, a bit of a roller coaster of an evening for you, but still able to hold on to a great result by the time it's all said and done.
Yeah, I would say it's still decent points. Obviously, without the mistakes, maybe well, it would have been a closer fight at least. But yeah, still happy with the points for sure.
Now, what's the plan going into the sprint race? We know you have the aggressiveness. So how do you think Lady Luck is going to play in your favor, having to work through so many drivers in half the laps here?
Yeah, it is a very short lap as well, and the laps go really quickly. And it's also quite a difficult track to overtake as well. Because if you try and set up a move and you try and go a little bit slower, you go slow in, fast out. Yeah, the guy behind you is right there, and he'll just shove it down the inside and compromise your run. So it's really difficult to set up overtakes. Just going to try and maximize as much as I can, really. Just make sure I make up those positions as quick and as early as I can, and hopefully stay ahead of Reed.
Awesome. We're looking forward to it. I know it's going to be a very exciting shootout as we've got you and Gibson running first and second in points. So interested to see how this one's going to play out. But Finley, before we let you get ready for this sprint race, who do you want to give a shout to that helps make it happen for you?
Again, Team Green Squad in the booth and slapped on the front of the car as well. Team Green Squad team getting good points as well. Gareth coming in a very good, respectable position as well. Definitely pulling up the rears. Yeah, once again, good points for them. Yeah, a special thanks to Gareth as well, my teammate, not only the team. And yeah, yeah,
Awesome.
I can't fuck that one up.
That's the
Yeah.
3 counter, Fitzsimmons. The counter goes to 3. But hey, great night so far, and we wish you the best of luck in the sprint race.
Thank you, James. Hopefully I'll see you later.
Yes, sir. That was Finley Fitzsimmons bringing it home. And second up next, Reed Gibson apparently taking a work call at the end of today's main event and still bringing home a win. That's got to feel good.
Yeah. Yeah, I finished the race and looked down at my phone. I was like, oh, 2 missed calls. Hold on.
So hopefully nothing's burning down over there. But Gibson, were you, I mean, it was relatively smooth sailing. You had a fairly clean track, and we saw you come down pit road once you had heavy traffic ahead of you. Was that a decision to try and get out of the vortex of danger, or was that just timing working out well for you?
Oh, yeah, that was definitely getting out of the way. I was debating how many laps I could stay out because the car definitely feels a lot better on low fuel. But started catching up to those guys towards the end. I was like, oh, I hope I didn't screw this up, and came in and was able to walk away with the win.
Now, Reed, with this sprint race, half the laps, no scheduled pit stops, do you think that's going to make it tougher for the field, not having an undercut or overcut option available to them to try and find clean track?
Yeah, like half of us are gonna die, but I'm pretty sure. It's a very tough track to follow close on, and there's only a couple points where you can pass, and it's gonna be a little sketchy. So I did my job and won the feature race, which I knew I could do from the front if I qualified well, and I zero X'd it, just stuck to the plan and didn't crash out like I did the last 2 races. So I'm happy.
Well, definitely an improvement, Reed. Good to have you back up here in the top spot. And before I let you sign off, celebrate, and get ready for the sprint race, who do you want to give a shout out to? Any friends, family, or sponsors that helped bring home this win in the feature event?
Yeah, so shout out to my teammate Justin, who had a really good finish tonight after some string of bad luck. And shout out to Micah, who's not with us tonight. He's feeling a little sick, so hopefully he's feeling better soon, and I'm sure he'll be back for the next race at Sonoma.
Awesome, Reed. We wish you the best of luck out there in the sprint, and congratulations on a very dominant feature win here tonight.
Thank you.
That was Reed Gibson bringing home a win in the feature event. Don't go anywhere. About 4 minutes, we'll be back with the final sprint race of the evening, and it's going to be a good one. We'll see you in just a few moments. Welcome back, race fans. The final sprint race of the evening here at League Zero, the premier Formula 3 iRacing League on the iRacing service. Once again, I'm your host, James East, as we get ready. Half the laps, twice the action. And Antonio Bianchi, the Italian stallion, in the number 1 spot. The top 12 inverted grid. Go ahead and place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. Will we see the safety car come out here in Norway? Or are we going to run this thing clean and green? I've got my wager placed. What's yours? Let us know on the YouTube side of the broadcast. The lights go off, away they go. Bianchi, the bright red number 17 machine, gonna try and lead the field into turn 1, but here comes Max Wobbles, has the aggressiveness in the outside line. Taking over the race lead rather quickly. Right behind them, there's Pete Thicket, Jack Mundy, Nick Trollman's in the fray. Looks like the field gets through turn 1 relatively safe. I've already lost 1 bet so far this evening. Wobbles holding on to the race lead, but Bianchi in hot pursuit. The number 17 machine a little bit further back is where things are going to get a little bit exciting and a little bit dicey. We're focused in on Justin Sang, number 68 machine, right in the hornet's nest as he's sitting 9th. He's got Gareth McAllister right ahead. Finley Fitzsimmons right behind. I'm going to be absolutely astounded if we can get this opening lap out of the way without major incident. As I say that, there's Fitzsimmons, a gutsy move up the inside line of Sang. He's going to make that 2 spots gain so far. Up front, Pete Thicket and Antonio Bianchi going back and forth. We got a little bit of shimmy out of Fitzsimmons, maybe a little bit of contact as he's side by side with teammate Gareth McAllister. The matching paints. Oh, there's not going to be a clean race here. Norman King, Felipe Ramos, Ryan Tebow, Blaine Sparling going for a wild ride. Let's see what on earth happened as the field starts to stack up. Oh, it's a parking lot here in Norway. Drivers spinning around, pointing the wrong direction, carnage everywhere. Justin Sang goes for a ride off into the kitty litter, missing the back right. Must have been some sort of contact there. Oh, net code for days, ladies and gentlemen. Sang just getting absolutely punted. Now up front, it's still Max Wobbles, Pete Thicket in 2nd. Bianchi's fallen back to 5th. Fitzsimmons continues his charge. He's now up to 7th, up 4 spots. What an extremely busy racetrack this is, ladies and gentlemen. Jack Mundy keeping the pressure on Thicket and Wobbles. As, oh, we get a crash report again. Gareth McAllister and Peter Renger off track together. McAllister falls back to 12th. We pan back to the race lead. Max Wobbles has Pete Thicket right behind him, as well as Jack Mundy. Also have Josh Green, Antonio Bianchi, Nick Trollman inside the top 6. Green's going to show a bit of aggressiveness here, wanting to get back up front as we go on board with Jack Mundy. What a great shot of the front wing of Green, stalking the young British driver. That's going to give Wobbles about an 8/10 breakaway. Green has worked his way up into 3rd. He's now up 4 spots. Looks like it's going to be Nick Peterson in 13th. He is our hard charger, up 9 positions. Oh, there's contact. Green What just happened as Green goes up and over? I think that was Thicket. He's going to take a tow back to pit road. He is done and out of it here. Let's focus in on Josh Green, the number 22 machine. Thicket gets a little bit offline. And then the Formula 4 making machine goes to work. Green up and over, lost into the wall. Done and out, because again, here at League Zero, if you take a tow, you are done for the evening. Oh, here comes Reed Gibson as well, the number 11 machine, winning the feature event, wanting to get back at least into podium. As just ahead of him, I think that was Pete Thicket with a major lockup, as Fitzsimmons trying to find an opening to take over the third place position. Now, all the drivers were stating just how tough it is to make passes here. And with no pit strategy playing a factor, it's got to be done the old-fashioned way with wheels and pedals. Looks like Thicket thought was going to give way there to Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons not having good luck a little bit further back. There's a good side-by-side battle. John Kasai, Nick Trollman. The battle for 8. Kasai is up 7 positions gained so far. Trollman moves back into 8. Kasai slots in behind. Oh, Risley panned the camera over. Pete Thicket spins out almost in the racing surface. I'm trying to see. I thought very narrowly Peterson might have gotten tagged. They're able to get through it. Oh, I think Kasai has problems. The number 3 as he starts to fall back, losing spots to Sarkis and McAllister. Nick Peterson's going to make his way, yes. Kasai comes down pit road now. Looks like Reed Gibson clicks off the fastest lap of 1:13.43. At least 2/10 faster than anybody else on the field, but we've got a battle for 8th, McAllister and Sarkis. Well, McAllister may have muscled Sarkis out of the way there. Sarkis going to return the favor in the number 4. Looks like Sarkis almost over-rotating the car there as McAllister finds a little bit more time. And back up front, 1, 2, 3 is Wobbles, Mundy, Fitzsimmons, separated by less than a second here. Now they should not have to worry about lap traffic, and we've already whittled away a large portion of the field. Looks like 16 drivers still out on track, 6 getting sent home early. And a 3-car battle for 8th. It's McAllister, Sarkis. Now Peterson joins the fight. Not too far back is Adrian Sanave. He's got 3 drivers ahead of him, punching a massive hole in the air. Peterson and Sarkis swapping positions. Peterson takes over the 9th place spot. And things are getting mighty close up front. It's now a 4-car battle. Look at this. It's Fitzsimmons 3rd, Gibson in 4th. 2 Titans here at League Zero. Currently running 1st and 2nd in points. Gibson holds the points lead. Fitzsimmons 2nd in points. But Fitzsimmons knows he needs to try and finish in front of Gibson to try and salvage some points. And now Fitzsimmons puts the pressure on old-time friend and rival Mundy for 2nd. Ooh, Mundy with a big bobble, overcooks it, but pulls back out in front of Gibson. Fitzsimmons handed a massive gift here. now it's going to be the story. Can Wobbles fend off Fitzsimmons, who is about 8/10 behind? And while this is going on, Gibson keeping the pressure on Mundy in third. Gibson looking for some alternative lines here around the number 2 machine. Oh, Mundy with another bit of a lockup. That's almost the same move that gave Fitzsimmons second, overcooking the brakes. And you can tell by the micro lockups, he is driving the wheels off the number 2 machine to try and fend off Gibson as long as he possibly can. Gibson trying a high-low move to try and get a little bit more exit speed built up. While this is going on, looks like the battle for the lead starting to shape up. Fitzsimmons squarely in the draft of Wobbles number 13. And they've pulled about a 1.6 second advantage over Mundy in third. Will Fitzsimmons force the issue, or is he going to stay locked in behind the 13 machine to try and build up a bit of a gap on the drivers behind him? That way it ensures it's just a 2-car race at the end of this thing. Fitzsimmons not known for his patience here at League Zero. I think he's going to try and make a move as soon as he finds the spot, and there we go. Fitzsimmons taking back over the race lead from Wobbles. And Wobbles returns the favor up the inside line of the 16. The battle for the lead officially underway, and there's contact. Fitzsimmons in the back left. Wobbles returns the favor. They're bumping and grinding here. That's allowed Mundy and Gibson to close the gap. All of a sudden, it's once again a 4-car battle for the lead. 5 laps left to go here in Norway. My, oh my. Fitzsimmons and Wobbles build up another 6/10 advantage over Mundy and Gibson. Gibson still keeping the pressure on that number 2 machine. Looking to get up front and battle with the race leaders, Fitzsimmons and Wobbles. As it looks like Mundy takes a peek to the inside line of Wobbles. Wobbles immediately fires back. There's contact once more. Mundy and Wobbles grinding wheels. Gibson's got to be careful here. Ooh, a big moment out of both Mundy and Gibson, losing the back end. Wobbles driving a very defensive line. Mundy tries to come over, realizes Gibson's there, backs out of it. Gibson cuts down low, looks, and it looks like, yes, Gibson's going to take over the 3rd place spot, edging out Jack Mundy's number 2 machine. And keep an eye out, Nick Beaver sitting in 5th. He's also closing the gap here, as it has been a wild shootout up at the front. Fitzsimmons starting to pull a very large gap, 1.5 seconds ahead of Wobbles. Mundy still sits in 3rd, trying to fend off Gibson. Nick Beaver very rapidly closing the gap. And look at that, now Gibson's got pressure. Beaver absolutely on it here in the number 10 machine. Beaver finished 3rd in the feature event, wants to get back up on the podium, and he's doing a great job keeping Gibson within striking distance with only 4 laps left to go here in this final sprint race of the evening. I can only imagine things will get a little bit more frantic as we still have 16 drivers out on track of the 22 that started this sprint race. Fitzsimmons, oh, what a great example with that clean air. 2 to 3 seconds faster than the 2nd through 5th place drivers. The clean air, all the difference for that number 16 machine. He's up 10 spots. Wobbles doing everything he can to hold on to second, but he's got Gibson, Beaver, Mundy right behind. Antonio Bianchi in 6th. He's also closing the gap inside the top 5. Here we go. Gibson working the inside line against Wobbles. Gibson will take over the 2nd place spot. Oh, what just happened? Max Wobbles finds himself in the danger zone. Was there contact? Let's take a look. We're watching Wobbles, the number 13 machine. Got Gibson next to him in the number 11. Nick Beaver right behind. Wobbles, does he take a big lunge? Oh, there's crashes right ahead. Gets hard on the brakes, around she goes for Wobbles, and a great race will be undone there. I believe that may have been Ricardo Espino spinning in front of the top 3. Now it's going to be Fitzsimmons, Gibson, Mundy. Oh, but for how much longer is Beaver aiming to capitalize on a big blink out of Mundy's number 2 machine? He wants up into podium contention. There's Antonio Bianchi as well. Beaver working the inside line, trying to get set up. Mundy's going to have the preferred line now. Oh, a big lockup out of Mundy. Beaver tries the high-low. It's a drag race out of the straight. They are side by side. Mundy holding on to the 3rd place spot, pushing Beaver a little bit wide there. Look at this. Here comes Bianchi into the fray. Beaver takes over 3rd from Mundy. Gibson now clicks off the fast lap of the race, so 113.32. Mundy, Bianchi, and Trollman all piled up here. What are they doing? Mundy takes a tow back to pit road. Let's watch this one once more on the League Zero instant replay. Can't tell if Mundy overcooked it or what the issue is. Bianchi and Trollman both involved in that one. They sit both there thinking about their life choices, wondering how this all happened. And now it's Fitzsimmons, Gibson, Beaver, your top 3. Now Fitzsimmons finished 2nd in the feature event. Gibson had finished 1st. Nick Beaver, Mr. Consistency here this evening, trying to lock up another 3rd. White flag is out for Fitzsimmons with a 5.8 second advantage over Gibson, so he does not have to push too hard here. You have 13 drivers on the lead lap, 14 still out on track. And Fitzsimmons has got to be feeling good here. Things have worked out well, and an interesting point of topic, both Fitzsimmons and Gibson are up 10 positions from where they started. Hard charger of the race, though, Nick Peterson, the birthday boy himself, he's up 15 spots here in the sprint race, the final race of the evening. Fitzsimmons makes his way around the back quarter of the racetrack. Checkered flag is out, and Fitzsimmons will bring home the win here. Reed Gibson will bring home 2nd. And Nick Beaver will round out the top 3. And on that last lap, Gibson once again clicked on the fastest lap of the race at 1:13.25. Fitzsimmons going to burn it down in style here at Norway. Enjoying the limelight. And we're going to try and get these top 3 drivers up here into victory lane. Ricardo Espino celebrating a 14th place result. We're waiting for our top 3 drivers to make their way up to the interview room. And it looks like we're starting to get drivers up here. Looks like we're starting to get drivers up here. First up is going to be Nick Beaver, Mr. Consistency, the number 10 machine. Welcome back. The top 3, a clean race and able to survive what is normally an absolute wild sprint race each and every week.
Yeah, that well, that was definitely wild. I think that was some very, very fun, tight racing. Gosh, I'm just kind of speechless about how that race went. It was a lot of fun, but so much spooky all going on at the same time.
Now, yeah, would you have ever predicted that it was going to be the same podium? Granted, a little bit different order this time around, but everybody able to work through the top 12, come out on top, and a lot of wheel-to-wheel, sometimes literally racing there in this short sprint race.
Yeah, I didn't expect at least to see myself back on the podium. The others, I can see that. I expect that. Those guys are incredible. But yeah, I think a lot of that was just trying to keep the nose clean. And in fact, I can't say I did throughout the entire race. I think I got into someone. It was I didn't look back at it yet, but it's sort of some weird racing incident from at least in the moment. That's what I thought it was. But yeah, it's just trying to keep the nose clean, trying to give people space, and it, I don't know. It's just a whole bunch of chaos. I don't even know what to say.
Well, hey, glad it worked out well for you. Good to have you back up here. Back-to-back third-place results. I know you and the team are absolutely ecstatic. And, Nick, who do you want to give a quick shout to celebrate what a consistent and very solid race here tonight in Norway?
Yeah, once again, I got to shout out Nick Trollman. He got a top 5. I'm so proud of him. I don't know if I think he learned this track tonight. So 5th place is good for him. I'm happy for that. And Andrew, again, thanks for watching. Thank you for streaming. I love coming back and watching these. And then thanks to League Zero. This is a very fun environment to be in.
Awesome. Nick, always a pleasure, my friend. Good to have you back, and congratulations again on a great third-place result here tonight.
Thank you so much.
That was Nick Beaver finishing it up in third. Up next, we've got Reed Gibson joining us once again. Reed, what a great race, a clean race, and seemed like it was all about traffic management here tonight.
Yeah, a lot of pucker factor out there. Tough track to drive side by side on, but had a couple good battles. I thought I was being as respectful as I could, leaving space, but this is a tough one.
Now, Reed, yeah, that's always a fine line. How do you choose what's too aggressive, what's aggressive enough, and kind of throwing yourself just in the right edge of the vortex of danger here?
Yeah, I think just riding the inside line as hard as you can. Waiting for people to make mistakes. You got a little bit of a slide going for it, and I was falling behind Mundy for a while, and there were a couple moments where he made mistakes, and I just couldn't quite get enough, and I didn't want to send it down and potentially ruin a good finishing position. So it's just continuously poking and hoping that your poking outlasts their consistency.
Yeah, Reed, now it's going to be very interesting. I mean, the longer you and Fitzsimmons race, the closer the points championship is getting. You guys running kind of back and forth with results, and some guys having a little bit more consistent results than the other. But how do you think this is going to play out for the remaining rounds in the championship with you two guys going back and forth?
I think my strategy was good today of just running my pace and accepting that if I'm second, I'm second. I got a decent lead still in the championship, so I'd be happy to just finish second every race if he wants to win out. I don't know if the math works, but no, I'm not going to take any big risks because I already threw away a couple races just to silly mistakes. So just having fun with it, and it's just a game.
A lot of fun
So
to
if it's not
watch.
fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun to watch. A lot of fun for me to call up here in the booth. Reed, great job all the way around tonight. And a first and second, a great points night. And for your final time tonight, who do you want to give a shout to that helped make it happen for you?
Yeah, so just shout out to everybody in the chicken house. I think I'm the only person in the race other than Max that finished, but we're having a good time. Thank you guys for setting up the league. It's been a lot of fun, and looking forward to the next couple races.
Awesome. Thank you, Reed, and hope to have you back up here next week, my friend.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was Reed Gibson bringing it home in second. But up next, the man, the myth, the legend, Finley Fitzsimmons in the top spot, the number 16 machine. What a great race, and good to have you back up here, my friend.
Yeah, I said that. Yeah, it's nice to see you again, James. Yeah, obviously it's a sprint race. It's not quite the feature race, so we don't get the points. And yeah, Reed still came out with more points than me this weekend, so the battle's still on for the last 3 races of the season. But it's really, that race was down to right place at the right time. You just had to be at the right place. You had to. It was just a difficult race, and it was more luck, and luck happened to be on my side that time for once. But yeah, I just got lucky. Reed, I think, yeah, he's just as good at overtaking as me. He was still there, but he just got, unfortunately, hung up in a couple battles, and that just held him back, unfortunately. That's how we got 6-second gap, which is exactly how we wanted. Didn't have to push to the end of the race. But no, I was looking back, and the overtake from P1 against Max. Yeah, I'm not sure if he's listened to this or not, but I'm sorry. I felt I was forced off the track, and yeah, into the grass, into the final corner. But looking back, there isn't quite what happened. Yeah, I think there was a little bit of netcode in there as well, but I didn't mean to make it a little bit rough for you.
Well said. And Finley, now, I'm not a good mathematician up in the booth. I just talk a lot. What do you think needs to happen for you to try and lock up a championship here with how consistent Gibson has been this season?
Yeah, he's been really consistent up until the last couple races. He's lost a little bit of points. That's why we're back up there. We just got to hope something else happens, really. Because if we finish first and second for the rest of the races, he's still going to win. I'm not going to be able to close the gap. So we've just got to hope for something to happen. No, not in a mean way. I wouldn't want to hope for someone to crash out in a race. You don't do that. But luck will have to be on my side. I'll need something else to another opportunity really to maximize the points.
Well, a great race, a good points night for you, a clean car by the time it's all said and done, or at least relatively clean. And Finley, you've got the privilege, the pleasure, my friend, the final send-offs of the night. Who do you want to give a shout to that helped make this win happen for you?
What about it this time? Not going to mess it up. Team Green Squad on the grief. You, James, of course. Teammate Gareth coming in with P4 as well. Great result for the team. I think that might bring us a little bit closer in the team championship. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, thanks to League Admins as well, Antonio, Nick, all the race stewards as well for putting on a really good show. It's a great race. Unfortunately, yeah, it did get very rough, and there were a lot of interesting battles. But yeah, I don't think we'll be coming back here for next season, I think.
Awesome. Finley, congratulations, my friend. Good to have you back, and hope to see you do well in the upcoming races.
Thank you, James. I hope so as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was Finley Fitzsimmons in the top spot of the sprint race. Well, let's pull the right results up. There we go. For the sprint race, it was Finley Fitzsimmons, Reed Gibson second, and Nick Bieber the top 3. Gareth McAllister, Nick Trollman round out the top 5. On behalf of LeagueZero.net, the premier Formula 3 iRacing League, my name has been James East with Team Goon Squad Broadcasting. Thank you all so much for tuning in, supporting the show, supporting the racers, as well as supporting the broadcast. We couldn't do it without you, and I'll see you at the next one. Have a great night, everybody.